Module 2.13 Foster healthy conflicts in a multicultural team. So I mentioned in the previous modules how important trust needs to happen for healthy conflicts to happen. And based on that, you can have a lot of healthy conflicts, and of course, rules of how you can have conflicts. But in this particular model, I want to talk in the case about if you have a multicultural team and how do you handle conflicts in a team that is very diverse. So here, this is a situation where in the team, when we have too much homogeneous thinking, everybody agrees and converges to the same solution. And I would say it's not a bad thing when people agree, but in a creative field where you want to innovate, when you want to go for best and creative solutions, it's good to have disagreement and some dissident opinions sometimes in the group. And look at that lady here, coming from a different point of view and stopping the group and say, hey, wait a minute, I see something else from where I'm standing. And can you come over here, or can you listen to me to see if my solution is good and we can find something even better than what you have or initially thought about. And after different debates and discussion, the team with different opinions found out that they actually found a better solution with a different point of view. So it's a simplified way to just explain that when you agree a little too much and too early, you may miss the best solutions because you didn't receive different viewpoints that will make you more critical about your own ideas and solutions. And when it happens in a multicultural team, how does it look like? And what are the considerations you have if you have very different cultures in the team? So I took these references from the book Culture Map, and I really loved how it was mapped in the book to create a bit of a framework and just awareness of how different cultures could have different bias or behaviors that are dominant in the culture that can affect as well the dynamics inside the team. And for us, it is really important to talk about it because as a team, we are out of 14 people, 12 different nationalities and from all around the globe. And it's really important to talk about it and acknowledge it for healthy conflicts. So when people sometimes have conflicts, the natural thing is for people to accuse or blame the other. Oh, they just have bad ideas, or they have wrong ideas, or this is the wrong way of thinking. But the reality, there's no right or wrong. It's just different. And us, for our culture in the team, and I speak specifically of our studio culture, I prefer to go in a certain spectrum of the mapping to make sure that we work more explicitly together than based on implicit rules, again, related to my team handbook. So for example, in our team, we chose specifically to work with direct negative feedback. This is the preferred way. That doesn't mean we devalue or discard indirect way, but it makes it more fuzzy to give negative feedback in an indirect way. So it's for people who may not follow this path to understand why there's a bit of discomfort if they want to give feedback, or why they feel a bit funny if they want to give feedback and everyone is giving feedback and they cannot give feedback because they don't feel comfortable. So this creates only already the awareness for people to feel more safe to maybe open up or use the other channels to give feedback because, well, the point is for them anyway to give feedback, but maybe not in a direct way. So all is to say that we have our preferred ways in the team, but we are quite aware that it may not work for everybody, and we respect also these differences as long as the result is there. And same comes for confrontation. We would always prefer to have a direct confrontation to make things more explicit and direct, straightforward. But we understand if sometimes it's too hard to offer other alternatives to get feedback and not be that confrontational, depending on the culture. And same goes for the communication style. This is also really tricky, and it comes based on personality. But if you have in your team a lot of people who are in the sensing communication, so very factual, down to earth, and very intuitive, it can create a lot of misunderstanding and mess in conversation because we are just talking about different things without noticing it. So again, in our team, we prefer a sensing communication because this is the one that is very factual, and this is the one preferred especially for decision making. So we are specific and concrete when we talk about important things. However, if we go more in divergence, thinking, ideation, brainstorming, it's actually more open and free to be an intuitive type of communication. But it's important to understand the nuances between the two and which one is preferred for which situation. And debating style as well is one when we talk about healthy conflicts, where again I highlighted how we would prefer to be confrontational, and when we are about convincing, it's better to also work with facts, concrete proof, rather than the theory. And this is not to say it's a better way, it's a way that makes us more effective to make decisions better and more effectively. So also define for your own situation what is the style that works best for you. If you have a multicultural team, you cannot please everybody. You have to choose and make it clarified for the rest of the team the style that is preferred as a culture inside your team.